All regrets are positive. Hi, my name is Fong. Welcome to another episode of Mastermind Bites. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Mastermind Bites, I get to feature another amazing individual. And the reason why I have this show is because over the last few years, I've had the privilege, the honor, and also been very, very fortunate to meet some amazing people, some masters of their skill sets, and got to learn from them, hear their stories, and really pick their brains as to how they became who they are today. And today I get to feature Mr. Vanilla Ice. Absolutely incredible individual. He has achieved so many different successes, and a lot of people just think, oh, he's just a rapper, he's just a singer. And the thing is, he's not. He's done so many other things outside of that. I'm sure he sold over 160 million copies of his albums, and he's been international. He got lots of fame at the age of 19. He actually wrote Ice Ice Baby at the age of 16. He appeared in so many different things, but he went from that and did so many different things. He got into real estate. He became an investor. He actually owns mortgage companies and also has a design company. He also has real estate empire. He has so many different things because he just never stops achieving success. And just to hear him speak and just to hear him talk about his story, you realize there's so many things that he does that we can all apply to our daily lives and use it as lessons learned so that we could also achieve success and also grow our businesses as well. He's also a renovations specialist. He has the Vanilla Ice project that you can watch on DIY, and also a lot of different things that you actually didn't realize he is involved with, but he is so successful in all of them. He's a speaker, he's a TV host, he still performs. I'm actually been very fortunate to hear him sing a few more times, and absolutely electrifying. So absolutely incredible person, very down to earth, very positive. In fact, he always talks about spreading positivity, spreading happiness as one of his biggest mantras. So that's something I really gravitate to, because I really love to be able to spread value, add that, think positively, and also make people smile, which is something he does all the time. There's 5 main reasons why I want to showcase Mr. Vanilla Ice here, because these 5 things I think is great lessons learned that we can apply to our daily lives and also our personal lives and our businesses. And then the very first thing is that the greatest thing in life is the struggle, because you can always learn from it. The second thing is all regrets are positive. Okay, we have to look at all regrets as positivity. Number 3, it all comes down to family and friends. It's not the fame and fortune. Number 4, settle things down so that you can figure things out. Okay, you don't want to rush through things. You want to wait till it settles before you start figuring things out. And then number 5, remember that you are actually impacting other people. Remember that there are people actually looking up to you or listening to you or following in your footsteps. So don't think about everybody else. Think about those people who are actually following in your footsteps, because you never know who's actually watching. So going back to number 1, the greatest thing in life is the struggle. And for him, every time somebody tells him that you can't do something, you can't become a very successful rapper, you can't become a successful real estate investor, he goes, watch me, because I can. And he always uses that to drive him. And because of that, he never stopped learning, which is the second part of the struggle. When you are learning, you're going to overcome that struggle. And the more you learn, the more you're able to expand. And that's how you went from a rapper, international recording artist. Then he became a producer. Then he got into real estate. Then he got into investments. And then he got into mortgage companies. And then so many different things. So he went from one to another, and he kept on learning every step of the way. And as he's learning, he's realizing, how can I cut costs? How do I maximize my sales? How do I maximize my bottom line? And that's how he became a designer too. He realized that real estate is an art, just like writing music, just like writing lyrics. He made it into an art, and he realized that, you know what, I could hire an internal designer, or I could come up with it myself and learn the tricks in the trades and become that professional designer as well. So he kept on learning. He never stopped learning and kept on growing. He kept on struggling, because that kept on making him driven to succeed more and expand that empire. Number 2 is that all regrets are positive. There's a part of his life that he absolutely regretted. He didn't like it at all. He actually didn't like all this image talk. He didn't like everything that was talked about him when he was very famous, the one hit wonder and all kind of stuff. He actually didn't like that whole fame and fortune lifestyle. And in the end, it got to the point where he actually wanted to commit suicide. He didn't have a very good living at the time. He wasn't very happy, and he was just in this very, very dark place. But once he decided to go, you know what, I'm going to accept it all. I'm going to love it all. It's all positive. It got me to where I am today. In fact, he always says, yesterday's history is tomorrow's mystery. And that's absolutely cool because he realized that tomorrow is yet to come. Tomorrow is a mystery. He could create what's going to come up tomorrow. And therefore, he always spreads positivity. He always looks at things before, and he realized that that's what got him to where he is today, and what can he work with now. So he actually loves all that old stuff. He loves the jumpsuits, he loves the hair, he loves all that kind of stuff because he knew that's how he got to where he is today. And therefore he uses those regrets as a positivity, as something that drives him even further because it allows him to propel his success even more. So always look at your regrets as positives. Sure, you can't rush it, but eventually if you start accepting it, if you start loving everything that you've done in the past because it's gotten you to where you are today, that's when you can start affecting more people, you can impact more people, and you can add more value, spreading that happiness that he always talks about. Number 3 was it's family and friends, not the fame and fortune. As I talked about before, he didn't like that image before. He always talked about it's the music, it's the talent, it's not the image. And in the end, it's really the people around him that he wants to make happy. Once he got married, he had kids and all that kind of stuff. He always cared about his family, his friends. He always cared about his team. He's a person who's really, really good at building a great team. In fact, the team that he works with right now on real estate and his Vanilla Ice project show and all that kind of stuff, he's been working with that same team for over 25 plus years, which is a testament as to what he does well when he's building his team, and also really caring about those people around him and also appreciating those people around him. Because if he doesn't do that, then that team would not have lasted over 25 years. So it has to come down to your family and your friends. He's always written for himself. He also realized that once he starts writing for other people, once he starts performing as to what other people want him to perform, then that's when things don't work out very well. It comes down to family, friends, and himself, not for other people, not for the fame and fortune. And that's how he became more and more successful now, because he really focuses on what he wants and what's best for his family and his friends. Number 4, you can't rush things. You have to wait till things settle. He's always taken the analogy of a snow globe. When you shake up that snow globe, that's when things are a disaster. That's when things are havoc. That's when things feel like everything's falling apart. So you have to wait till that snow globe kind of settles down. And once it's calm, once it's settled, that is now your time to really think things through, to figure it out, to realize what you actually want to do and go pursue it. Don't go and force it when everything is havoc, and wait till it settles down before you actually go out and find out what you want to do or proceed for finding that success. Number 5 is the fact that you never know who you're going to impact. Remember, there are people who are looking up to you, who are following in your footsteps. And what surprised him the most was that he had people from all over the world learning English because of his songs. People are learning different things, different ways of singing, different ways of rapping, different ways of writing because of him. So when he projects a negative image, when he projects something that's not good, then people are actually following that. So he actually remembers, okay, I need to be a certain way so that he can spread that positivity. So when people are looking up to him, they'll learn the good stuff and not the bad stuff. And once you realize that, and going back, once the thing settled, he realized that he has to love all his regrets and accept everything. That's when he made a change. That's when he was able to kind of move on from that past life and build an empire that he has right now. So I think that those 5 lessons are very, very applicable to our daily lives, our businesses, because we can always apply all that stuff and let ourselves grow as well. So to recap, number 1 is that the greatest things in life is a struggle because you can always learn. You can use it as a drive and motivation. Number two, all regrets are positive. You have to find a way to make it something that will allow you to accept and also allow you to build off of. Number three, it comes down to family and friends, not the fame and fortune. If you're aiming for fame and fortune, if you're aiming for the money, if you're aiming for that, then you're never going to get there. Focus on yourself, focus on your family, focus on your friends. Number four, wait till things settle down before you go and act. Wait till things settle down before you start thinking about what's the next path, especially if things are a havoc. You have to wait till it kind of settles before you actually take action. Number five, and finally, is remember that there are always somebody there who's looking up to you, who are following in your footsteps, who are listening, who's watching, even when you don't know it. And that's when you need to go and be professional. That's when you have to project a good image all the time. So those are the 5 big lessons that I got from Vanilla Ice. Catch his show. It's an amazing show. You see a lot of great renovations. There's lots of great innovations, and it's absolutely spectacular. Listen to some of his music again. It's always a great throwback to listen to him sing. And it was absolutely a great experience hearing him speak and also learning these great lessons from him. Now, if you like this episode, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on Mastermind Bites. And if you like this show, we have a lot of other shows: the Peak Potential Success Show, the Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less, and also the Make More Mind Bites that's up every single week. Thank you very much for your subscriptions, your likes, your following, and your comments. I love seeing those comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. We'll see you later.